Hey, back with the Mighty Manfred, and I've got Betsy from the Sugar Stems on the line. We've got today's coolest conversations going on. Hello, Betsy.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm great. How are you guys?
Doing pretty good. Ready to talk about the Sugar Stems. Now, you folks are from Milwaukee, right?
We are.
And did you grow up in Milwaukee, or where are you from?
I grew up in the Milwaukee area. I actually grew up in the suburbs of Milwaukee.
And how far out are the suburbs from, like, downtown?
Like 30 minutes.
Oh, so that's a while. Now, I was reading that before the band got together, you performed as a solo artist. Is that right?
That's true.
And what was the process? What made you feel like, oh, I want to put together a band, or I want to be in a band? How did you guys all come together to make the Sugar Stems?
Really, the process was seeing the bass player, Stephanie, who's one of my dearest friends, seeing her around at shows a lot around town, and basically drinking together and then talking about starting a band. And Stephanie used to say, let's start a band together all the time. And then we finally just did one day. And John and Drew were friends of ours for a long time, and it all just kind of came together.
And so how does the music that you guys play together in the Sugar Stems compared to what you were doing as a solo artist? Was that a change of direction for you or not?
It was pretty different. The stuff that I was doing as a solo artist was a lot more mellow. And I don't know what happened, but when I came together with these people, with the songs that I had written, it just kind of became what it is now. I guess I just kind of took a little bit of a different turn in my songwriting at the time, and then the timing was right when we all came together. It turned out how it turned out. I definitely wasn't setting out to write any certain kind of music or start any certain kind of band. It just kind of turned into what it is now, I guess.
So how do you balance like a day job and working on the band and doing stuff with the band, touring with the band? How do you balance that?
It's difficult. It's very difficult. We all have full-time, grown-up day jobs, and it's really difficult to balance it all. I'm a nurse, and I work pretty long hours sometimes. But we're lucky in that we all have a pretty much like Monday through Friday schedule, so the weekends are open for us to play shows and do stuff. And as far as the tours, we just take the time off of work and we go out for a week at a time or so, usually, and long weekends here and there, places closer to home, and we're able to make it work. I think if it's something that you really love to do, you just make it work somehow.
So were you out in California, like back in September?
We were, yes.
And how many dates was that, and how did you line that tour up, those shows up?
We were out west for, I think it was a total of 9 days. And we started in Seattle and then worked our way south, down through California. We actually ended in Phoenix. And it was a lot of driving. It was a long trip, but it was really, really fun.
So am I right in saying that the new album, Only Come Out at Night, that's your third studio full-length, right?
Correct.
So there's those three, a live album, and some singles.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now, the new album, Only Come Out at Night, when did you, where and when did you record that?
That was recorded here in Milwaukee by our good friend Shane at Bobby Peru Studios here. It took a long time because we had to do it kind of in bits and pieces, just here and there, weekends, days off of work here and there, evenings, a lot of evenings spent in the studio. But yeah, we did it right here in Milwaukee.
So the album artwork has got pictures or a drawing. It's got a bear, a fox, raccoon, bat, owl. Maybe there's a skunk on there in the corner. Yeah. Well, what animal are you?
We decided kind of after the fact who would be what animal. I actually painted the artwork myself.
Oh, how nice.
I think we decided that Drew was going to be the skunk. I think Stephanie...
Was he happy with that, being the skunk?
Yeah, he was really happy with that, actually.
Is it kind of the Pepe Le Pew of the band?
A little bit, yeah. No, well, it's probably a tie between him and Jonathan. And I think John was the bear, and then Stephanie's the owl, and then what was left for me was, I think, the fox.
All right, so you're Foxy is what you're telling me. You're telling
Yeah.
me you're Foxy. So you are the principal songwriter in the group, or tell me about your songwriting process and the Sugar Stems.
People ask me that a lot about songwriting. I don't really have like a set process. Like some people have to have everything in its perfect place or everything in a certain way to really like work. I just usually sit down with an acoustic guitar and let whatever comes out come out. And I like to record demos of the songs when I write them, and then usually play them for the rest of the band later. And then once we start practicing the songs together as a band, they kind of turn into what you hear in the end on the records.
And so this week, the coolest song of the week from the album, I Know Where I'm Going. Where are you headed?
Not really sure right now, but hopefully big places, hopefully overseas. We're taking a little bit of a hiatus, a little bit of time off right now, just because after we got back from the tour, we all just needed a little bit of time off, and everyone else, everyone kind of has side projects, other bands and things, but hopefully we're going to keep on going like we have been and make more records. Where I'm going personally, I'm not really sure, but...
What can you tell me? What else can you tell me about that particular song?
It's kind of about not really caring what other people in your life might think or say about where they think you should go or what you should do. And just
Well, now, is that something that comes to mind because you're working as a nurse and you're playing rock and roll, and there are people in your greater circle of family and friends that are saying, "What in the world are you doing? You're out of your mind, driving across the country to play rock and roll shows"?
Definitely not. Everyone in my family and my friends are super supportive of it, and they think it's really cool. Most of the people I work with don't know that I do this on the weekends and evenings. So that's kind of interesting. It's kind of like I have this like secret double life a little bit. But the close friends that I work with that know what I do think it's really cool. So everyone's super supportive of it. I don't think the song's not based on anything specific to my own life. It's actually kind of inspired by more like people around me, a few close friends, and a sister who shall remain nameless at this time. But it's kind of more inspired. All my songs are more inspired by bits and pieces of people and things and places around me. I don't usually set out to write a song about a specific person or thing. It just kind of happens the way it happens.
Well, you know, talking about the songs, we're going to go out with another song from the album. But first, let me say thanks again so much for speaking with me today on our Coolest Conversations.
Thank you so much. It's my pleasure.
And we're going to go out with The One from the new album, Only Come Out at Night, here in Little Steven's Underground Garage.